What is up, everyone? Coach Alf coming at you from finishing my morning cardio session. That's right, it's a beautiful day. It's about 50 degrees. The sun is shining. And hey, this is one of my favorite things to do every morning. I drop my son off at daycare and then I go for a 40 to 50-minute walk. I get my steps in, I get my heart pumping, and I get ready to take on the day. So, while I was doing my morning cardio, I started thinking, man, New Year's is literally right around the corner. A few weeks from now, it will be January 2021. And what comes along with New Year's every year? New Year's resolutions. That's right. You've probably already made a New Year's resolution or two. And what do those New Year's resolutions look like typically? Oh, I want to lose weight. I want to get healthy. I want to get fitter. You'll probably get the random, I want to read 3 books a week or whatever. But the majority in the top 3 of New Year's resolutions are, I want to lose weight. I want to get fitter. I want to get healthier, right? But what do we all know about New Year's resolutions, right? This comes up in conversations all the time. You don't need to conduct a study or research this. We all know that the majority of people who make New Year's resolutions fail within the first 3 months, right? How do we know this? Well, just kind of look at the artifacts, right? You've probably made a New Year's resolution, maybe this year, maybe last year before that. I can tell you I'm 45 years old, and in those 45 years, I've probably made about 30 to 35 New Year's resolutions. And the artifacts that I've seen is I join a gym, January 1st, January 2nd, I get to the gym, I'm pumped, I'm ready to do my cardio, go look for a machine that I like, I'll go look for an elliptical, I look for a treadmill, and guess what? Every single piece of equipment is packed. Everyone is working on their New Year's resolution. So I wait, I finally get in, I get my session, I continue to go religiously, and then what happens in and around mid-February, early March, perhaps, I go to do my cardio, and it is dealer's choice. Every single machine is open because everyone has already dropped out of their New Year's resolution. Why is that, you ask? Well, I have a theory, and I think I'm pretty spot on. My theory is that people who make New Year's resolutions treat it like a wish. They rub a lamp, a genie comes out, and they say, in 2021, I want to lose 50 pounds. Or in 2021, I want to lose weight. Or in 2021, I want to get healthy, I want to get fitter. But they fail to make a plan, they fail to make a strategy. And that is why by January, third week of January, if they're not seeing results or they're getting tired or real life situations pop up that they didn't plan for, they drop out. Or it happens in February, it happens in March. The fact is that they don't make a plan that's realistic to their current lifestyle, their current work situation, their current home situations. And they make these unrealistic wishes, and they wait till January 2nd, and they made no plan to attack it, and they get caught off guard. So here's my recommendation. This year, do not make a New Year's resolutions. Don't make that wish. But I do want you to make a New Year's plan and a strategy to go along with that plan. And it's very simple to do, and it won't take you so long. But start today. What do I mean by starting today? Look, I'm not saying go out there and start exercising today and start a diet today. I know that the holidays are coming and everyone's thinking about that favorite holiday meal, favorite holiday sweet, favorite holiday candy, favorite holiday drink. And I don't want to interfere with that. I'm not trying to tell you don't do that because I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, particularly this year with the pandemic situation and with our friends and family. So look, the reason why you want to start today is because it takes time to be able to conduct the research that it takes to be able to put your plan and your strategy together. It's going to take you some time to research multiple diets, multiple meal delivery plans, multiple whatever your approach is going to be from a nutrition standpoint. It's going to take some time, and you want to learn about that. I would also suggest you also want to learn about a little bit about nutrition, just the basics. What is a calorie, and how many calories does your body burn on a daily basis just to keep it basal metabolic functions going, right? Your BMR, tons of calculators on the interwebs. Go in there and find out what that is. That's a very important number for you to understand. Not saying that number is going to be exact, but it is a very important number for you to understand where to start from a nutritional standpoint. You also want to understand what a protein is, what a gram of fat is, and what carbohydrates are. And again, and there's some specialty diets out there that involves eliminations of some of these macronutrients, but you want to understand that. Tip number 1. Make your New Year's plan that includes a realistic goal. So to give you an example, if your goal is, I want to lose 50 pounds, your plan could be, I want to lose 50 pounds by September of 2021. Now you've got a plan and you've got a timeline, which is very important. It's no longer a wish. Now you need a strategy for that. The first part of your strategy has to be a nutrition approach. How am I going to eat, and what am I going to eat to be able to achieve the goal? And let me let you in a little secret you may or may not know. The majority of people don't know this because there's a lot of misinformation out there. But if you want to lose fat, i.e. lose weight by losing a bunch of fat from your body, you're going to have to prioritize your nutrition. You've heard it before, you can't outrun a bad diet. That is true. In fact, exercise is the poorest way to lose weight. It is a terrible strategy to lose a significant amount of weight. Now, that may shock you as a bit of information, or you may already know this. There's a lot of good information out there, but it's just not in the abundance that it deserves. But I will be making a separate video about exercise, and when that video is cut, you're going to want to listen to it and you're going to want to view it. So make sure that you like and that you subscribe to this channel so that when that video comes out, you can get a notice. Click that little bell as well. But anyway, getting back to this, your nutrition strategy. Look, there are tons of diets out there, and I don't recommend any one diet. When I create a nutrition strategy for my clients, I don't use a particular diet. I use their current lifestyle, their current choices of foods. I introduce some new foods to them, but most of the time I continue to utilize their favorite foods and incorporate it in a way that can start the weight loss process for them. But if you're going to go at this alone, start researching diets. There are tons of them out there. And what you're going to want is a diet that you think you can stick to for a substantial amount of time, right? So if your goal is to October, it has to sustain you till October. And you also want to choose a diet that includes foods, the types of foods that you like. Again, being able to stick to it is the most important thing. The majority of diets out there are designed to work on one scientific principle, which is creating a caloric deficit. If you create a caloric deficit, then you will absolutely lose weight. But again, there's so much controversy about which diet, and this diet does that, and this diet does this, and this diet is magic. Don't believe the hype. Just look at the diet, see if it will work for you, see if it includes the foods that you like, and see that if it includes the approach that you like from a nutritional standpoint. Advice number 2, when it comes to increasing your activity levels, look, if you're sedentary today, meaning you're doing zero exercise, and you have a sedentary job and a sedentary lifestyle, I don't want you to think that you have to go join a gym on January 2nd and start getting on a machine to start increasing your activity levels. Number one, you're probably going to get turned off right away. If you're not in a condition to do it, you first have to get in a condition to do it. And you absolutely don't want to join one of those gimmicky gyms where everyone looks athletic and you're going to be flipping tires and jumping on boxes and alternating ropes, heavy ropes. You're going to get turned off. You're not in a condition to do that. You're going to get hurt potentially. You're going to always be in pain. So don't do that. I'm not saying those things are bad. In fact, I love to do those things and I enjoy them. But when I was 375 pounds, I couldn't walk into one of those gyms and do it in a way that I could enjoy it. I've done it and I hated life after I've done them. So I don't want you to do that. What I do want you to do is, if you're coming from zero, you come up with small little goals that you can slowly build up to activity levels that's going to help you hit those goals. If you're coming from zero and start doing a little bit, it's all going to help you with your goals, right? A 10-minute walk to someone who has not been doing exercise in years and has been sedentary is going to be very, very challenging to that person. So you go on a 10-minute walk, you finish it. Your first time you do it, you might feel like, wow, that was a little bit challenging. But guess what? The second time you do it, your body gets used to it. Your body builds itself and recovers so that it can do it again. And then you push yourself a little bit longer the next time, and then a little bit longer the next time. So it could look something like, my goal from an activity level standpoint, or my strategy from an activity level standpoint, is to walk 10 minutes 3 times a week. And then once that feels good to you, you push yourself a little bit further. You say, you know what, next week I'll do 10-minute walks 5 times a week. Then you push yourself a little bit more the week after that and say, now I'm going to increase to 15 minutes 5 times a week. then you're going to increase yourself to 20 minutes, and then eventually you're at 30 minutes, eventually you're at 40 minutes. Over the span of maybe a couple of months, you could be up to 30 minutes a day. That is realistic. That's a very safe approach, and it's all going to work towards your goals, because again, if you're coming from zero, any little bit of exercise is going to help you, and you need to be able to condition your body to get you there. Here's a big tip that can help. Get yourself a fitness tracker. You probably already have one. It's probably in your drawer, or you probably use one right now but are not paying attention to it. These things could be very handy. Everyone knows that these things are programmed to give at an arbitrary goal, I believe, of 10,000 steps, depending on the device. And that number is a good goal to get to, but not everyone gets to that on a daily basis. Now, I would tell you that if you've never used one of these before and you start using it, it's going to give you a realistic view, give or take, on what your activity levels are today. If you put this on and you start tracking, again, starting today, it doesn't take you anything to start tracking today. If you put this on, you start tracking, and you look at it in a couple of days, you start seeing that you're averaging 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. It gives you an idea of how sedentary your lifestyle is. And you can start building on goals utilizing this doohickey. You can say, okay, if I'm at 2,000 steps today, next week I want to try to increase to 3,000 steps a day. Next week after that, I want to be at 4,000 steps a day, until you do that slowly and get to 10,000 steps, 13,000 steps, 14,000, whatever your goal is. My current goal right now is 15,000 steps a day. It's already 10 o'clock, and I've already hit 10,000 steps with my morning exercise and my morning routine with getting my kids ready for their day. So that's my tip when it comes to activity levels. Again, I don't believe you have to join a fancy gym right away. Look, if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, and I would say anything above 50 pounds is a significant amount of weight, especially if you have 100 pounds to lose. Your priority is not to get inside a gym and do some fancy machines or some fancy doohickey gimmicky things if you have that much weight to lose and you are currently sedentary. Baby steps. Start by increasing your daily activities. That could mean cleaning the house more. That could mean washing your cars. That could mean going for walks. That could mean, again, if you're starting from zero, focus on increasing your activities of daily living first. Right? If you don't normally wash dishes, start washing dishes. If you don't normally sweep the floor, start sweeping the floor. Anything that can help you increase your activities is going to help you burn more calories throughout the day. It's going to help your body conditioning more and get you to a point where you're actually going to say, you know what, now that I'm moving around a little bit more and I feel good, now I want to start doing a little bit more exercise, right? That's very important. And again, I'll cut a separate video on exercise and why you should take this approach if you have a significant amount of weight to lose and you're currently sedentary. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so that it can remind you when videos come out. So anyway, that's my advice to you. Again, recap my points. Don't make a New Year's resolution. Do make a New Year plan with a New Year's strategy. Focus on nutrition and focus on increasing activities on a daily basis. And I want to thank you and wish you luck on your New Year's plan, not your New Year's wish. See you next time.